Hey everyone, Kyle here, Collecting America's Pastime. Hope you guys are having or have had a great Thanksgiving. It is pretty late here on the Eastern Time Zone, but hope you guys spend it with loved ones, ate a bunch of food, and reminisced, or I guess reflected on what you were thankful for this Thanksgiving. So this is actually the second or third engagement anniversary for my now wife and I. I proposed to her on Thanksgiving. I thought, you hear about Christmas proposals and stuff like that, but you never really hear about Thanksgiving proposals, and I'm thankful for her, so why not propose to her? So I did that, and that's a funny story, but something you guys probably don't want to hear about. So, but I apologize for not doing a video in a little bit. We've been busy, and I feel like a little bit of my life is kind of chaotic. So I'm trying to get things back under control. We also got another puppy. It's a 3-month-old German Shepherd mix puppy. They say mix. I'm convinced he's more German Shepherd than anything, if not pure German Shepherd. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Not that I'm against mixes. I love German Shepherds, and really have wanted one for a while. So pretty hyped about that. But he's a cutie. He's asleep upstairs, and I'll feature him in one of these videos at some point. I just won't make him up. So anyways, this is a class video. This is the class of 1939. The class of 1939 is a biggie. It is a class of 10. I have 4 of them. I'll go through the list real quick and then show you the ones well, actually, I'll go through the list of the ones I don't have, and then show you the ones I do have. So the ones I don't have, Cap Anson, his cards, he's an 18th century guy, really famous. His cards run about $1,000 minimum for something in presentable condition. Charles Comiskey, he has an M101 and 1914, 1915 Cracker Jack. I really like all of them. I love his hat. And those run, I'll get one of those eventually. I'm just trying to be patient on him, because his M101 can fluctuate in price. And if you're patient enough, you can get one for around, I think, $150 to $200 minimum. So, compared to the Cracker Jacks, which are like $500. But let's see here. Candy Cummins is an executive, 18th century executive that I do not have. For that exact reason, because I'm not really sure what kind of cards he has or what kind of material I can get on him. I'll find that eventually, and we will go from there. But let's see. The next guy is Buck Ewing, also a 19th century guy. He was a catcher for the New York Giants. 19th century. I think he has like some old Judge. Not really sure what other 19th century material he has. He played up until 1897, so he has a few cards, but 19th century is an era I don't really know too much about card-wise, and I want to be educated before I go into that era, so I'm saving those for last. Let's see. Charles Radbourne, he was a pitcher for the Providence Grays from 1881 to 1891. He is an old Judge. I believe his nickname was like Old Hoss Radbourne or something like that, but he played for about 10 years. 1881, 1891, and like I said, I'll get the 19th century guy last. Excuse me. And then last but not least, for the class that I don't have, or of the class that I don't have, is Al Spalding, famous for the Spalding Sporting Goods Company, or whatever type of company he had. That's what he's famous for. He does have a card. It's the 1888 G&B chewing gum. I did see 1 or 2 at National, and I did see the price tag at National. I opened up my wallet, and it cried a little bit. So, won't be getting Spalding for a while. So, now, for the guys I do have, so you guys can see some cards, not just this beautiful background. First up, for the class that I have, Eddie Collins. He was a second baseman, winning as a Chicago White Sox. Excuse me. This T206 features him as a Philadelphia Athletic. really good second baseman, very underrated, up there with Nap Lajoie and some of the great second basemen of all time. This card is really growing, I think, because of the deep red in the background. It's just a beautiful portrait. He only has one T206 as well, so that helps. Tried to get in on him early in my search, but Sweet Caporal 350 back. So really great card here. Oh my gosh, excuse me. All that turkey and stuff like that. So yeah, really great card, and that is Eddie Collins. Up next, we have a guy that most of you are probably familiar with, Mr. Lou Gehrig. It really doesn't need too much introduction or much explanation. First baseman, New York Yankees. We refer to his counterpart in our jobs a lot because we never want to be Wally pipped, thanks to this guy. All-time great first baseman, because Wally Pipp was not able to play. And I believe, was it Huggins that switched to Gehrig? So, really famous story, really tragic story wrapped around, a great beginning. ALS and Lou Gehrig's disease, but this is a 1934 Gaudi Lou Gehrig, number 37. He has 2 cards in this set. They are the only 2 cards in the entire set that make sense to me, because every single card at the bottom says Lou Gehrig says, and quite frankly, I find it annoying on every other card. So I won't be doing a 1934 Gaudi set at all. This is the only card I really want from the set. I don't like his other card. You can see on the back here, it's definitely a lower condition, but I got a steal of a deal on it. I want to say I paid like $500 on the card earlier this year, and really can't beat that for the conditions. So, or I should say for the eye appeal. So quite happy with that. But that is Mr. Lou Gehrig. Next up, we have another underrated player, Willie Keeler. Really like this card. I bought this one from a guy named Stan. He actually lives not too far from me, and a really great guy, hard-working man. If you ever see him at excuse me, if you ever see him at card shows, he sets up a lot. Stan's Sports Cards, I think that's what it's called. Regardless, really great guy. Check him out. He has tons of great stuff, and just really nice to talk to. Very knowledgeable, and works a booth, man. He works a booth. So, but I got this earlier this year, also a couple months ago from him. Keeler has 2 cards in the set, with bat and the portrait. He was a right fielder for the New York Highlanders. Believe that was the Yankees, prior to the Yankees, and just a very underrated card, very underrated player. It is growing. I believe the card is. He played from 1892 to 1910, and I love this card. Again, really great portrait, and the back is just as clean as you can get. So it's a 150 series as well, which is my favorite series. So that is Mr. Willie Keeler. So, and these cards really pop in the SGC slabs, or the new SGC slabs, by the way. So if you haven't gotten a card with an SGC, with new SGC slab, I recommend it, especially the old T206s and stuff like that. They pop so well. Last but not least in this class, we have a guy that's pretty close to me, George Sisler. I will put this sideways. There we go. George Sisler actually is from Akron, Ohio. He grew up in Manchester, which is like 10 minutes from me. One of the ball fields over there is Sisler Field. My grandpa knew him, and I don't think they were very close, but my grandpa didn't know him. So love George Sisler. I actually am meaning to get a better card of his, one that actually says his name and crap like that, because quite frankly, this card, I got it early on. It was like $20, which you can't beat for a Hall of Famer, but it's a 1925 Turf cigarettes from Europe, and it just says baseball on the front. Now on the back it does say Sisler. I do like the image on this, by the way. The image is really classic baseball to me. It's a lot like the Sinella Ruth. But you can see on the back here, it says in America's Great Ball Game, CH, I think it says CH, it should say G, but, you know, those Brits, man, they can't always spell. Or if they did, maybe C is H or G over there. I don't know. And I'm kidding, by the way. Nothing against Brits, but the C.H. Sisler of St. Louis put up the highest batting percentage known in the history of the American League, with the hit for 41.979, or with his hit for 41.979. I have no idea what that means, actually. I never really read the back of this. Mr. Sisler's name is to be inscribed on the $100,000 baseball monument, which will be erected in Washington. So, pretty cool history on this. I'll never move it, but I do want to upgrade. It does say his name on the back, but I want a card that says his name on the front. So, that is the class of 1939. Those are the cards I have of his, or have of the class, and I'll do another update video as I get more, but a lot of them won't be until later on. So I'll be back to doing more videos here on a regular basis again, and sorry for kind of getting off track, but again, hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving, and stay blessed.